progress.
So let's start in a comfortable seated position. And just a reminder that often helpful to prop to elevate your bones and allow your knees to be lower than the level of your hips, which makes it easier for the pelvis to be in neutral position. Closing your eyes if you haven't already. Bringing your awareness inward. And become aware of your inhalation and exhalation. As you feel the moves that your breath makes in the body, allowing the body to relax and let go of any tension anywhere. We all hold tension in different places. So noticing if you're able to release and let go. Shoulders or jaw. And now becoming more aware of the sit bones at the base of the spine and the position of pelvis, so making adjustments so that you feel a steady and solid base that naturally builds a sense of uprightness in the spine. Often when pelvis is in a neutral position, core muscles naturally engaged. It's easier for us to sit upright without using the back muscles. And aware of the space, heart and the lungs, collarbones, feeling a sense of broadness in the area of your heart and chest. Allowing the facial muscles to soften. And you can place your attention at the space between the eyebrows without creating tension in the forehead. And we'll stay in this sitting position and in silence for a few moments for you to really feel your body from the inside, to deepen your breathing, and to be with yourself. And then as you're ready, gently opening the eyes. And we'll start with a movement that deepens the breath. So hand sides, inhale, reaching upward, interlocking and stretch the spine. As you exhale, reaching the arms forward, rounding the upper back and the whole spine as you reach forward. Inhale, sweeping the arms behind you, interlock and press your shoulder blades together, lifting the heart. And exhale, release and relax arms. And with your breathe again, inhale, stretch upward. Exhale, reach forwards. Inhale, behind you, squeezing the shoulder blades together. Exhale, arms, shoulders, back muscles. And twice more at your own pace breathing. Now we'll do some loosening for the neck. So interlocking your hands and making a big circle. Sometimes with our bodies noises, creaks, or thuds, or other kinds of sounds. And we think of movement as a lubricant, other direction. It starts to get blood flowing and joint fluid flowing, and helps to create this fluid that eases movement and makes it easier. Good. So now movements for the neck, starting down as we exhale, and then upward as we inhale. And visualize the neck muscles. And feel the stretch, not only for the neck, throat, eyes. One more time. And then we'll swim side to side to side. You can move your own pace. Sometimes when we sleep in a position and wake up with a bit of a kink in our necks. And we can know kinds of knots. Do these neck movements. And one more time. On both sides. And then let's do the stretch the side of the neck. So you can have your fingers a little bit away from you. And then tip your head over to the right side. And start to feel how that creates a lengthening. Left side of your neck. And back to center and to the other side. And the continuous deep breathing will help facilitate the muscles relaxing. Back to center. Excuse me. Excuse me. Now we'll do some movement for the shoulders. We're going to do it shoulder at a time. Your right fingers on your collar and making a big circle. So I'm making the circle a little bit slow today. You can find your own pace. And big breaths. And then the opposite one. And then let's try the other side. Making a big circle with your elbow. Full circling. Even though we call it the movement for the shoulders, it's really encouraging movement for the shoulder blade. And in the opposite direction. And then relax. Now time to give some TLC to our legs. Sometimes after sitting, they can feel a little numb or stiff. So first, tapping the calf muscles and the hamstrings against her. Waking up circulation. And swinging your toes back and forth, together and apart. Today we will do some very specific stretches and movements, stretching up. So you can sit comfortably like this. If it's not comfortable for you to sit upright, then it's no problem for you to lean back into hands. We're going to make a fist with our toes. And then spread all of the toes wide. Make a fist and spread wide. 3 times. And then we're going to point and flex. And as we do these movements, you're noticing what muscles are being used, what muscles feel stretched. Where do you feel it? And where's the body resisting? So pointing and flexing. One more time. And now the ankles will circle. And as much as you're able, keeping those so that they're not moving, and we're isolating movement to the feet ankles. And in both directions. And one more time. And now we're going to bend right knee can come against the thigh, half butterfly, or onto the thigh. And then up and down movement. And you're paying attention to the right hip joints. And then let's switch sides. Now left foot against the thigh or on top of the thigh. You might find a difference between the different sides of the body. I definitely have balance in that side as well, or in my body as well. Arthritis in my hip, and it's very typical. If there's any imbalance in the pelvis, it's very common for there to be imbalances in the joints. Hopefully, through our practice, we can more balance into the body. So now let's do both legs at the same time. So full butterfly, so feet together. You can draw the hip heels closer towards you. And that same up and down movement. And you make it a little more challenging by bringing the feet in. Sometimes we get to a point in our yoga practice where it's easy and comfortable. We can stay there, easy and comfortable. But we can also try to see what is possible by trying something a little more challenging and seeing how the body responds. Good. So now let's come on to the hands and knees. And we'll work with the spine. So inhaling, stretching the front of the body. Exhaling, coming back to child's pose and towards them. Inhale is a back bend. Front of the body stretches in back bends. Exhale, we're rounding the spine. Back of the stretching. Move at your own pace. Next time you come into child pose, we're going to stay here for a little longer. Bringing awareness to the spine and the and then coming back onto the hands and knees. Next, we're going to engage the core muscles, drawing the abdomen to support your low back. So recruiting the muscles of the abdomen, pressing the hands into core. Extend your right leg back. Make sure that you're not lifting it too high. We want the leg to be parallel to the floor, as the left arm is parallel to the floor. So you come into a balance. And you switch sides. And you can move at your own pace. Again, arm and leg lifting high, they're parallel. So core muscles are engaged in the extension of the limbs. And then once again, we'll return to sinking back towards the heels, chest resting towards the thighs, head towards the floor. And rolling into sitting position. So next we're going to strengthen our arms and the core in the plank position, which is a high push-up position. And really important here is to keep your pelvis at the height of your rib cage so that we're straining the low back. So press your hands to the floor, extend your right leg back, and then left leg moves back. And we're keeping the pelvis lifted high. And by high, I mean we're not dropping the pelvis. The pelvis is nice and high. We're strengthening the arms. And we're going to look down. You can bring your knees first, and then we're onto your front. Take a moment to rest. Release any tension. Let's prepare for with hands underneath shoulders, elbows close to the rib cage, and try to bring your shoulders away from the ears as you lift chest. We're strengthening the muscles of the front and back. Front of the body, back of the body. Head and chest down. Press back to your We're going to move through this sequence of starting on the hands and knees, taking our time to come into that high push-up position, one leg at a time, feeling strength, build arms, strengthening the bones when we carry your own weight there. Knees can come down first, or the whole body lower. It's rest for a moment. Bring your hands into position for cobra. Lift up into cobra. Release the head down. Press back into child. And we'll do that one more time. We're going to do a slight variation in terms of our back end. So same to start. High push-up position where we're strengthening the arms, the shoulders, the core. Knees come down first, or we lower onto the front. And this time we're going to reach our hands beside the body in preparation for a different kind of back bend. You're locking the hands, and then lifting the chest and reaching the arms back. Make sure that you're not holding breath. And then release. Press back into child. And roll up into sitting. So now we're going to stretch our toes and feet to prepare us for our standing poses, which are really going to work with feet and legs and then strength. So I'm tucking the bottom under. And if it's too intense, weight into your hands. If not, then lean slightly back so that you're feeling this stretch for your soles of your feet. And then you can bring the weight to the hands and tap feet, releasing that pressure on toes. And now we're gonna push up into a standing forward fold. We come onto our feet, balance evenly between the heels and the toes. Head releasing down, arms hanging down. And gently pressing your feet into the floor to activate your legs. And then we'll slowly roll up into standing. And once we're up and standing, we're going to strengthen our toes, warm up our legs for our standing poses just by lifting up onto the heels, feeling calf muscles and then the thighs and lowering down. Lifting, lowering. If you come out of balance, no problem. I do too. You can add the arms lifting. And lowering. One more time, lifting. Oh. Good. Now we'll do some standing poses, working with strength and flexibility in the legs. So step your feet wide apart. Feet are parallel to one another. And there's a slight bend in your knees, so you're not locking your knees. We're going to place our hands on the hips. Take a deep breath in, a hinge forward. Your hinge on the hips. As far forward as a hinge. And then release your arms. You can round the spine and allow the head to release forward. If your hands don't reach the ground, you can always use a prop so that you have some support underneath the hands. And let's take a few more deep breaths. Here we're strengthening the legs, and you might find that there's also this stretch for the inner thighs. So now we're gonna walk it towards our right foot and turn both of our feet to the right side. We're gonna let the left knee come down. So now we're in a lunge position. You can have your fingertips on the ground, your hands on the ground, or you can rest your hands on your knee. You can see what's most comfortable for our first low lunge. Instead of looking down, we're going to lower. This key head aligned with the rest of the spine. And now let's come back to center. And we're going to walk it over to the left side, turn both of our feet, and drop the right down. And that same hand position. And then we'll walk it back to center. And we're going to bring our heels together, our toes together, and feet our hip width apart. We hang forward, the arm angle, let the head angle. And then we'll slowly roll up. Just come all the way up and standing. And before we come into the next version and variation, we're going to repeat and add some variation. We're going to do a side bend. Interlock your arms, reaching them to the ceiling eye. Bend to your left side, touch the right side of the body. You're breathing throughout the bend, come back to center, and to the other side. And back to center. Your arms. And we're gonna do that leg sequence one more time, adding a little variation. So stepping the feet wide apart, Slight bend in the knees. If you need a prop, you can grab a prop for in front of you for the hands. Hands on the hips, taking a deep breath in. Exhale, move forward with the whole back coming forward. And this way we're hinging the hip joint. And then we release. Hands down, head down. And we feel the stretching and strengthening of this standing wide forward fold. So now we're going to walk over to the right side. Turn both of our feet. You can push the left knee. Coming into our lunge. This time we'll come upright. You can have the palms together and reach the arms up over. See what feels appropriate. And let's switch sides, coming back down, walking it back to center and over to the left side. Right knee comes down. And we come in, we lunge on the left side. And then we come back down, walk it back to center, just like we did before. Heels come together, toes, and again. So we are hip width apart. And we slowly roll up. And just did before, we're going to do seven. So locking your hands, stretching upward, bending to the left side. And back to center and bending to the right side. Back to center and the arms release. So we're going to do some movement for the hip joints. First a mobility and then a strengthening, and then we're going to move into some balance. So for the hip joints, mobility one easier if you have a wall next to you. It's harder to do it balance. You can decide what's going to work for you. We're standing on our right foot. We lift the left knee. Now the knee moves outward to the side. As far as you're able, without strain. Now we lift the knee, the ankle. And now back down and back behind us. And now we move through these in the opposite direction, to the side, so the knee and the ankle are lifting. Then the ankle drops below the knee, so the knee is out to the side, back to center, and back down. So you can see it's much easier. You can focus more on the mobility if you worry about balance. So now the other side, we're standing on our left. Right knee come up. and it moves forward. And then the ankle lifts, even if it's a small lift. And then we lift behind us. I don't have much space, so I can't lift behind too much. Then moving backwards up to the side. Then ankle below. And back to center. Good. You're going to move through those 4 movements on your own, both sides. I'm going to turn to my side so that I can use the wall to help as I do these movements myself. These are to maintain mobility in hip joints. Hips, if we don't move our hips, the leg and the hip joint, and then it can get really stiff from lack of movement. So this is just a range of motion movement. You're working with ranges possible. You might know it feels a little stiff. It feels difficult because we have been moving our hips in this way. Good. Next one is hip strengthening. So we're going to place weight on the joint to strengthen the hip joint. So you can imagine we're in the middle of, we're going to plate on our right foot, and step to 12 o'clock with our toes. And the left toes move out to 9 o'clock. And behind us to 6 o'clock. And over and across to 3 o'clock. And back to center. And the other side. We reach forward to 12 o'clock. We reach up to the side 3 o'clock. We reach behind us to 6 o'clock. Across, was the hard one, across to 9 o'clock. And back to center. Try it on your own time. One more, both sides. We're placing weight in different areas of the joints. Good. One more. Actually, we'll do a few more balance. So next one, we're gonna stand with the hands, hips, feet hip apart. We're gonna shift our right foot. We're gonna lift our left leg, and then the whole body leans forward, as if you're trying to bring the body and leg parallel. But you might not reach that whole way, so just lift and lean forward. And stay here as you're bearing the weight of the right leg. And then come. Again, it's easier if you have something to hold on. It makes it much more accessible if you find it challenging. So you can always do this with the help of a wall. To the other side, we're leaning onto the left leg, tipping the body forward as the leg lifts. And coming back. Good. Now I'll do some easy balancing poses. Those were quite hard, which is why I recommend using the wall. The next ones are just shifting and lifting your weight, really getting a sense of bearing weight in one leg and using the stabilizing muscles in the ankle leg and in the core. So step to your foot, shift your weight, bring your right foot off the floor, and pause. And then the other side. So we step, shift, lift, and you notice all that's going on in your body. I feel a lot of wiggling. My feet, stabilizing muscles we're all work hard. So now we're gonna add to this. This part is hard, then stick with one a little bit longer. Now, if you're able, we're gonna lift the knee a little bit higher, and this is where the core becomes involved. Once feels doable, then you can come into the pose. We're holding on to the knee, body upright, steady gaze and breath. And once on both sides, if you're doing this as a pose. And shake it out. Shake out your hands, shake out your legs, release any tension, and shrug the shoulders. Now work a little more core and abdomen. Down into sitting, and come to sitting at the front mat. We're going to start with boat pose. So if you're able to bring the feet, ankles, and knees together or towards one another, you can hold underneath of your knees, sitting with the back nice tall, so you're not around the back. And we just lean back. Not the feet off the floor. And notice. Something's happening on the inside to help keep us balanced. We're tuning into these muscles that are engaging. And then release. Down, let your knees lean forward, and let your abdomen and belly relax. So we're gonna do this a few times. Each time we're gonna build. So you stick with the version that feels appropriate. This time we're gonna lift the ankles to the height of the knees. And then release. Knees wide, abdomen and belly relaxes. And this time, if you want, you can release your hands forward. And then meet down. So while we're here in this position, let's come into a squat. And if you need support in your squat, you can gather whatever you need. So I have a cushion that's giving my pelvis a little bit of height so that I can easily come in squat without too much challenge. And once you find your spot, see if instead of the tendency is sometimes to round the spine and look down, see if you can elongate the upper part of your back and lift your gaze. Some deep breathing. So we're going to, some seated poses. We haven't done seated poses in a while. So bring your left heel towards you and extend your right leg. We're going to turn our body over our right leg. Feel the spine nice and tall. If you'd like, you can interlock your thumbs and reach upward. This helps elongate the spine. Deep breath in, and as you exhale, then reach forward. Now for some people, your hamstrings and back are tight. It might not work for you to lean forward, and you just sit tall, and you might find that enough of a stretch. Some people have enough flexibility that they can bring their forehead towards their leg. All of us have friends. We into the pose. And slow breathing. And then coming back up. So I use my right hand underneath my right knee to hand that leg back. And then we'll switch sides, sending our left leg, right heel inward, return our body over the left leg. Deep breath in as we elongate the spine, interlock thumbs, reaching forward and finding your way how to be in this position. Your breath isn't compromised. You're able to find ease. Slowly coming back up. Now we're going to, you can bring your left hand under the left knee to bend the left knee and bring it in. Now we'll roll on our back and spine. And once you get down, With the knees bent, take a few moments to really let the body settle. To feel the whole back side of the body. And then let's move into a twist. So with the feet apart, arms wide, let both knees fall to the left side. Turn towards your right side. And the focus on the right knee releasing towards the ground. And then let's bring both knees back to center and hug them. Hug your knees, interlock your hands around both knees. Breathe and relax the low back. Another side. Feet on the floor, arms wide, feet wide. Both knees now to the right side. And the focus is on the left knee releasing towards the ground. And then let's bring both knees back to center. Hug them just like we did before. If you'd like this time, you can add some movement, rolling from one side to the other. We're going to end the inverted squats. Knees apart, feet facing up to the ceiling. You can hang on to the backs of the knees. Maybe you can reach to your toes. Maybe you can reach to the outer edge of your feet. Lots of options. As we come up, upside down squat. Then release. Release your feet to the floor. You can extend your legs. We'll move into our relaxation. Legs relaxed, arms relaxed, head relaxed. gather crops so that you can be comfortable. Feeling as if your body is being held by Mother Earth. Feel the inhale and exhale your breath. Feel the space around you. Whole body is relaxed. As you can breathe with the whole body. So now becoming aware of your presence. Becoming aware of all of us here committed through the practice of yoga. Deepening your breathing. Waking up your fingers. Waking up your toes. And releasing from one side to the other. Stretching your spine. So the arms reaching above, stretching the spine and limbs. And release and relax. And draw the knees to you. And roll on your side. And find your way into a sitting position. And we will end with sitting for about a minute. Now that the body open, feel relaxed mentally, physically. You can sit and meditate, focusing on breath. Imagine breathing sunlight. And then bringing our arms together, symbolizing balance and sending out our wish for balance in the world, balance and harmony in the earth, and balance and harmony for all people and all living. For joining me on the Sunday. Hopefully we'll see you again sometime soon.